Breaking news, my lovely, wonderful people. More and more exposed about the former governor of Zamfara State, who is now Tinubu's chief of defense staff. Chief of defense staff Bello Matawa bought Hilux vehicles for bandits, granted them asylum. That's why you see the North keep speaking. When you hear Gumi speaking, don't think Gumi is just speaking for himself. In fact, governors are backing him, leaders from the north are backing him, and a lot more is going on. The insecurity that is going on in the north, it was Baratia that told us that the insecurity in the north was created by the political class. He said he does not want to say much. He said, but they know. And that's why when they were calling, when Buhari was there, that he should be sacked, he was looking at Buhari's face, telling Buhari, if I expose Nigerians, he said, but that's why Buhari had to compensate him. Are you listening? Please share the news right now. Just share, like, subscribe, because we're about to give a detailed exposition of what is going on. People are being kidnapped. A lot more is going on, but some people are benefiting greatly from it. He said that's why Buhari knew what was going on. He knows those that are involved. He knows those who are causing all this, insecurity. And Nigerians were calling for his sack, that he was not functioning. He said Buhari just had to compensate him because they all know what is going on and send him, an ambassador to Benin, Republic. That's why what happened, happened the other time. He said because they know, everybody is aware. The Northerners, they know who is causing all of this. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Matawa bought Hilux vehicles for bandits, granted them asylum. Zamfara commissioner exposes him, and now is Tinubu's chief of defense. Is asking that they give these people asylum. He has promised them. The Zamfara state governor, the Zamfara commissioner for budget and planning, Jinjam, had claimed that the former governor, Bello Matawa, bought Hilux vehicles for bandits. The commissioner made a claim during an interview with Arewa Tweet. Jinjam alleged that Matawa promised to grant asylum to bandits, that he will work on the state government and ensure that they are all given asylum. Most of the northern governors are working with Gumi. Gumi is not just speaking on his own. He lamented that in the history of the state, there has never been an act that a leader granted asylum to those who kidnapped, raped, and killed without any hesitation. Speaking further, the commissioner said that the former governor refused to service the vehicles the federal government bought for his administration, adding that they met the vehicles in a deployed state when the present administration took over. According to him, the legacy of the past governor left is that he bought vehicles with the money for the state. He did nothing for the state. He bought vehicles and dashed them to bandits. We have evidence. He granted asylum to some of these people, gave them lands and houses, even in their barbaric acts. There have never been a time when an emir or a king granted asylum to someone who killed their people without hesitation, kidnapped them for ransom, raped girls. These are the people who he sits on table with, using them as his backdrop to threaten anyone. When Matawa came to office, the federal government bought some vehicles and gave them to the state. Most of them were bulletproof tankers. When we came into office, we met the tired flats. This means they were not serviced at all. They were used and dumped. All these were provided for the removal from the state and were removed from the state post. He constantly shows evidence that he was removing money from the state post to service this thing, but that is one of the most dangerous men on earth, following by what I've discovered in recent times about him. It is not our government that we have said that we will pay police and army that earn the allowance, and yet we protect those who carry out insecurity. Gumi is not speaking on his own. Many of them are now, many of them are supporting him, aiding him, and giving him, the opportunity to carry on. This is what this governor has been doing. He's part of those who destroyed the North with insecurity, and many are not aware that this is the very same man who looks innocent, but yet is destroying the very essence of the people. So this is what is happening. The commissioner has come online and has made very serious allegations. We produce you with that video. If you have not seen it, please go on Apple Line Media on that video and see for yourself. Up till now, he's now the chief of defense staff, by the way. He has not come out to rephrase any of those ones and says, what this guy said about me is not true. This and this and this and this are the true position of things, and defended himself, because these are very serious allegations. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not even said a word of his chief of defense staff being accused in such a way and such a height, and he has not said a single word. In fact, Tinubu has been unavoidably silent, as if nothing is going on. These are people who are carrying out all forms of atrocities. In fact, if you check the Tinubu's administration, go and check most of the people in the administration. Some of them have, if not all, almost all of them have cases with EFCC, money laundering, this, insecurity, that. There's a lot. You know why, the former governor of Kaduna State, his own was, I guess his own was more than Bello Matawa's own. Bello Matawa is the new commissioner now that is exposing all that he did. And this is why you see that these governors, they fight tooth and nail in every way humanly speaking possible to ensure that they get a successor that will cover them. So by the time that successor is going, their time is almost gone, and nobody really pays attention to what they did while they were in office. Rather, they judge just the very predecessor. This is why they try very hard to bring in their person. And you can see now that because, his person could not take over the state, exposition has come on some of the activities he did. These are people who, have opportunity to serve. And look at what they did. They destroyed the people rather than building the people. Wake up, Nigerians. We cannot continue with this. And this is why you may say, Madam, what we go do now? Which strength we get? Continue to speak out. For instance, I'll tell you one victory and one breakthrough right now as we speak. You know what happened in Imo State? Yes, when NLC President Joe was, brutalized and what have you. Yes, Nigerians continue to call out. They continue to speak out. They were not just quiet business as usual. And guess what? The new commissioner for police, Kayode, has reshuffled it, has removed that commissioner that everybody was complaining about this morning. If you have not seen that news, please go on Apple Line Media and see for yourself. This is what we are talking about. When you are silent and nothing is coming up and everybody is just quiet, it's business as usual. They will say, this, but they don't even have any say and all that. And they will continue with the atrocities. But when we speak out and they know that, and guess what? We must speak out. Because the world today is a global village. So when people continue to speak out, they know that it's not just Nigerians that are hearing. For the fact that you're speaking and nobody's responding does not mean they are not hearing. People are hearing. The world is hearing. The world is watching. Everybody's looking. And guess what? It is hampering seriously on our reputation as a nation and as a people. People are watching their credibility, Nigeria's credibility. This goes a long way to affect how the nation is being judged, seen, and how that people relate with the nation. And so care must be taken. We cannot ignore everything and throw it down. This is the person who is now Tinubu's chief of defense. This is the same person, now Tinubu's chief of defense. So how do we reconcile all of this? This is the person who is not, and he has promised them, don't worry. We are not the one in charge. We are the one who you will be free. Leave us a comment. God bless. Bye for now.